The first production vehicle from Aptera, a company developing a solar-powered, futuristic-looking passenger automobile, has been unveiled and is expected to leave the factory this year. The business claims that the two-passenger, three-wheeled, all-wheel drive car will have a range of 400 miles, a 0 to 60th time of 4 seconds, and a top speed of 101 miles per hour. Hello and welcome to Hypeno, where we bring you the latest news briefings and analysis on EVs to keep you informed. This hour in focus, we are exploring the solar-powered Aptera. But before we proceed, please kindly like and subscribe to this channel by clicking the bell notification feature below to help YouTube learn of your preferences and to receive notifications each time new videos are uploaded on this channel. Let's get started. Despite being mostly solar-powered, the Aptera vehicle can also be charged from a regular 120-volt outlet. Based on the daily average of 29 miles, the business claimed that the average American driver would never need to plug in, even in a region with a lot of sun exposure, like Southern California. Drivers may need to plug in roughly 3 times each year in areas with medium sun exposure, like New York or Chicago. An overnight charge should provide 150 miles of travel at 13 miles per hour. In the meantime, Lightyear, a maker of a more conventional-looking passenger car, declared on Monday that it was pausing production of the $250,000 Lightyear Zero solar-powered car in favor of the Lightyear 2 model, which is anticipated to go on sale for under $40,000 and have a 500-mile range. In a statement, Lightyear CEO and co-founder Lex Hochschild said, "Recently, we launched a waitlist for Lightyear 2, resulting in more than 40,000 subscriptions of individual customers, and we already had approximately 20,000 pre-orders from fleet owners." In order to scale up to Lightyear 2, an affordable solar electric car accessible to a wider audience, we hope to complete some key investments in the coming weeks, he added. Ambitious target. According to Chris Jones, chief analyst of the international market research firm Canalys, Lightyear Zero was never intended to serve more than a few hundred consumers. Instead, it was intended to be a demonstration of what is possible with solar power. It was hoped that these influential, wealthy, early adopter customers would become evangelists to help build awareness for what is a new vehicle category, Jones told Tech News World. For its anticipated 2025 launch, the second model from Lightyear, he claimed, will be priced in the sweet spot for EVs. We'll find out everything this year, but most importantly, the clue for Lightyear's second production model, the Lightyear 2, has been made available. To date, the business has been gradually revealing the vehicle's final appearance. Lightyear credit for image. Aptera, on the other hand, has gone for a less traditional, more radical look, he added. Its appearance will not be as appealing to customers. He referred to Aptera's announcement that it will begin producing cars this year as ambitious, particularly given the fact that it would require finance quickly in order to reach that objective. Capital shortage. Sam Abdul-Samid, lead analyst for e-mobility at Guidehouse Insights, a market research firm in Detroit, who has been following Aptera since 2007, said, 2023 is a terrible time to be raising capital. Companies that are much better established are having a hard time right now, so I don't have much confidence that Aptera will get to the point of delivering any notable number of vehicles this year, Abdul-Samid said to Tech News World. Aptera may wish to distribute SPEVs outside of North America if it can begin doing so this year. According to Roger C. Langtut, Director for Automotive Linked Mobility and Strategy Analytics, a global research, consultancy, and analytics company, some European markets and Southeast Asia are better prepared for such cars. For instance, France's Vehicle Sans Permis program enables drivers without licenses to use automobiles with reduced safety criteria. Although there might not yet be a big market, there is a demand for solar-powered automobiles, Langtot told Tech News World. He continued by saying that in order to introduce people to the idea of solar-powered transportation, Aptera would probably need to use car sharing. Unnecessary angles. The automobiles made by Aptera can have further issues after they are sold. The Enderle Group, an advisory services company in Bend, Oregon, is led by Rob Enderle, president and lead analyst. Their technology is pretty much cooked, but the weight disparity and relative flimsiness of their design will create problems for them in the market, Enderle said. The Aptera offers better protection than a motorcycle, but I expect the interest in the car will decline once the first accident occurs, he said to Tech News World. Enderle argued that more work needed to be done on solar technology before it can be utilized to power a car that resembles a typical one. You need to reduce the vehicle's weight and size to even have a remote chance of getting solar to work, he said. Given how much lighter the Aptera is, he continued, the design doesn't look like it would fare well in a multi-car collision. Related, despite Musk's Twitter turbulence, Tesla models continue to rule the market. Photovoltaic cells have a peak producing efficiency at a relatively narrow angle of the sun, according to a Boltzmann. They produce very little energy at greater angles. The cells are at various angles since a vehicle often has few level surfaces, with the vehicle being at an infinite number of positions relative to the sun. In order to lessen the pressure on the battery, he added, solar cells are probably most useful for auxiliary power, such as powering climate control and other systems. For a small vehicle like the Aptera, it has a limited amount of useful surface area for cells as well. Compromises are required. However, 70% of all car excursions, according to Langtut, are between 6 and 12 miles long. So solar energy may be a really practical answer, he explained, which is why businesses like Sono Motors and Squad Mobility are entering the market. German-based Sono Motors produces a car that can be charged simultaneously by the sun, an electrical outlet, or both. The car's battery has a range of 190 miles, but its solar range is just 70 miles each week. It has an 86 miles per hour max speed. Squad produces a two-seater solar-powered car with a top speed of 27 miles per hour and a four-seater car with a top speed of 44 miles per hour. The vehicles have a daily range of 12 kilometers. With solar, you are forced to compromise in some way, said Langton. Sono and Squad compromise on safety to deliver a lower price, he said. Lightyear made a very expensive pricing sacrifice to offer ICE/EV performance parity. To achieve a reduced price and acceptable performance, Aptera makes an aesthetic compromise, 3 wheels, while also sacrificing interior room. For each of these vehicles, he said, there is a niche in the market, but it is a niche with the limitations that implies. The Nissan Leaf was first met with some skepticism because to its short range, but it quickly established itself in the market and is still well-liked, according to Langtut. There is undoubtedly a market for solar cars, but it probably only includes tens of thousands of Aptera, Sono, and Squad models rather than millions. According to Aptera Motors, the first solar electric vehicle, says EV, has been unveiled, defying industry performance records with a range of up to 1,000 miles on a full charge and requiring no charging for the majority of everyday use. To produce the most efficient car ever made available to consumers, Aptera makes use of innovations in lightweight construction, low-drag aerodynamics and cooling, material science, and production techniques. With Aptera's Never Charge technology, the sun's energy powers your vehicle. Everywhere you want to go, you just go, thanks to our integrated solar array, explains co-founder Chris Anthony. Every Aptera has Never Charge, which is intended to collect enough sunlight to travel more than 17,000 kilometers annually in most areas. The Aptera vehicle's distinctive body form can glide through the air with an unheard-of coefficient of drag, seat, of 0.13 because to the use of lightweight composite materials that are far stronger than steel. Features of Aptera. Longest range of any production vehicle ever. Aptera's reduced drag allows it to travel up to 1,600 kilometers on a single charge, relieving drivers of tiresome range anxiety. Solar. Integrated solar uses about 3 square meters and 180 effective solar cells built into the body structure to be able to deliver up to 72 kilometers of range per day. As a result, Aptera is the first car that can fulfill the majority of everyday driving requirements using only solar power. Effective drivetrains. The Aptera accelerates from 0 to 100 km/h in as little as 3.5 seconds and has a top speed of 170 km/h. Aptera offers comfort, stability control, and weather handling thanks to all-wheel drive and vectorized torque management. Tunable efficiency. Drivers are constantly informed of ways to save energy and increase range thanks to settings that may be changed inside Aptera's user interface. Scalable manufacturing. With just 4 primary components, Aptera has overcome major obstacles to enable quick, high volume, and affordable vehicles.